welcome everyone. My name is Rina Deans from Recovery College, Camden, Islington NHS Trust. My role is peer learning worker. I'm supporting the student to come to the Recovery College and supporting their recovery journey. And I usually work with one-to-one to support them the individual unique own way for the recovery plan. But at the moment, as you already know, it's a pandemic situation. We offer courses online. Used to be face-to-face, but now we have been running the free online courses for a year now. And there's so many courses available related to the topic of mental and physical well-being. And I also deliver some of the courses at the Recovery College, and we operate like a terms, like a college. We started the summer term, and we have many courses available, especially the course called Tree of Life, which is a very popular course, and it's starting on a 7th of June until 14th of June. The session is still available, and people who live in the borough of Camden and Islington also any association with the borough, and the courses are totally free. If you are interested in, please have a look at the Recovery College website. I think Stephanie is going to put it on the chat box, our Recovery College website information, as well as the course information video. And I just did, before I start my session, I can briefly explain what the Recovery College is. We running this Recovery College for almost 7 years now, and offering the courses, over 30 courses related to mental and physical well-being. And like I said, Tree of Life is one of the popular course, exploring our strengths and values by drawing the tree. It's a symbol of the tree, represent all sorts of our value and strengths and empowerment of a life. And also we do have enjoyment course like gardening and well-being, which I'm going to demonstrate today, alongside with sort of serious topic of suicide or psychosis or anxiety, depression. And we have also relaxation course like a mindfulness. All the courses are based on the 3 key components, which is a hope and opportunity and control. Hope is means that we hope that recovery is possible, which is different from cure. The recovery is like a journey going up and down, and a lifelong journey. And we believe that the recovery is possible for everyone, and that we offer a number of self-care techniques and tips and advice in order for the people to attend the courses to utilize these skills to look after themselves in a way that they're learning to be able to take care of themselves. In this way, you are becoming in charge of their lives. It is important, of course, to take the support, professional support like therapy, counseling, and medication. But there are so many other ways to maintain our well-being. And the Recovery College is the place where explore what works for us. One of the self-care techniques for me is the gardening, and I hope that I can explain how this gardening helped my well-being by demonstrate this session. First of all, I would like to ask you, I'm just imagining there's a many audience today. Unfortunately, I can't see you, but I would like to ask you that what is your favorite house plant? maybe some of you have already houseplants in your place you live, or you may not have one. But what is your favorite houseplants or any plants in general? I start. My favorite houseplant is spider plants. I don't know if you can you see these plants? Yeah, it's huge. um, there, I can hide behind the plants, but I can just hold it like this. I have a story about this plant. This plant was really tiny. It's the tiny, like less than the size of my fist. This was given by my lovely colleague at my work, Recovery College. She was also growing the same plants, but at the moment I don't have the babies, but this plant is very, very strange. When it's grow bigger, end of the leaf has grow some little babies, spider babies, and this baby you can just take it off and then plant it into a soil, then it's grow again like this. So my spider plant I was given from my colleague was really tiny, but now for 1 year later, I think it's more than a year later, this becomes a huge, nice house plant, as you can see. Even I can hide my face that, and it's very, very strong and resilience. So I'm just gonna put it here now. Yeah, it's the reason why I like it is so strong. It doesn't matter if I've forgotten watering, or I can even put it in the darkest corner of the house, it just grows. And I learned this plants, I learned this strength and resilience from this plant. Whenever I feel a bit down, I look at this plant, this plant is just growing regardless of what. So I'm getting a lot of the power from this spider plant. So I really like this spider plants. I'm sure that you may have houseplant that you like, and maybe you can think about what you can gain from your houseplants. Maybe you can see your houseplant in a different angle by watching my session. That would be really, I'm really grateful. So I'm just going to share with you my experience on gardening and well-being. Um, yeah, like I said, I gain a lot of benefits of having the house plants. I have little balcony in my flat, and there's also another plants outside. Um, it's really, for me, is like a form of therapy, and it's just enriched my life and helped me to maintain my well-being. So my story that I would like to share with you today is the story happened during the first lockdown, and it was a tough time for me. It was not easy at all. It happened so sudden. I was taking it granted for everything in my life. Freedom of going to shop or shopping or meeting the friends or going to work or getting on and off the bus and train. It was all taken away. And it was really shock and the sudden change. I was very struggling to adjust, and so I started to working from home and lost the routine of getting ready, getting on the train, going to work. It's all just gone out of the window, and I was really really find it very difficult. So, and also my children are at home. My house was a bit crowded, and but I carry on doing the gardening, and it was really one of the way of coping of the difficult time. And my son at the time had a school project and have to grow some plants. So he asked me whether we have seeds to plant. And unfortunately, I didn't have any. So I looked at the website, tried to buy seeds from online because garden center was shut at the time. But maybe some of you knew already that all the seeds are sold out, same as the toilet paper and hand sanitizer. There, maybe people are thinking the same way. They try to grow things at home because suddenly we have lots of time at home. So all the plant seeds are sold out. So I don't know what to do. And my son and I thought, so shall we just have a look at the fridge? So we saw a fridge inside, and then we saw a tomato, and this mini tomatoes, and we decided to cut in half and scoop the seeds, and then just experiment, just plant it to see if it's grown. And my son was really taking care of the tomato seeds and watering whenever the soil was dry. And to our surprise, just a little shoot came up, and then look after them, and there's quite a many came out. So when it becomes this tall, we separate it into each individual pots, and we look after the tomato plants, and we harvested 5 tomatoes in summertime last summer. It was amazing, and we really had a fun looking after the tomato plants, and a little bit of creativity. We didn't know that this plant tomato can actually grow another tomatoes, but we harvested really delicious tomatoes from this one tiny tomatoes. So it really helped our well-being and the bonding with my son and the family, and it was an enjoyable experience. So I would really recommend you to, if you would like to grow something, you don't need to buy seeds. You can just use whatever you have at home and to try to experiment. The failure is fine. Some of the shoot didn't grow, but the others are growing. If it doesn't work, we can try again. So yeah, it really gives me a courage to go on with this difficult life. And so I had a really great time growing the tomatoes with my son. So that is my story. I'm just aware of the time. I'm just going to move on to the practical hands-on stuff from now. So what is important to grow, to take care of house plants? Okay, I will show you another plant. So this is called money plant. Its another name is jade plant. This was also very, very tiny, but now it's growing so big. And you need, as you know, you need sunlight, also water, and good soil compost. And overwater or underwater is really dangerous. It may damage the plants. And I did that so many times that I thought like, oh, this plant doesn't, it looks dry. I just have to more water, and then actually roots got rotten and then died. Also, sometimes like I forgot to watering and it's completely dry, and then the plants dies. But don't give up. If you think that your plant's a bit unhealthy, you can just check the roots. If the roots are still looking okay, then you can just change the soil and repot to the different the pots in the new fresh compost to see how it goes. And this one almost died once, and then I repot it into the bigger pot with the new compost, and then it's now thriving. So never give up when plants are not well. Check the roots and change the soil. Report. You can try that, and it may thrive. And also potting on and propagating houseplant is also fun. And maybe I can show you another plant. This is called Tradescantia. Sorry if I've not pronounced correctly, but this one is a trailing plant, so it's gonna hanging down. This was also given by my colleague who works with me for the gardening course. First it was like this length of the stem cutting she gave me after the course, and then I planted into the pots. Now look, this is like so many of them. So if you think that the plant is getting too big, for instance, this one is getting too long, so I could actually snip off here and then putting into the new compost. And then it's grow and its root is growing, and then you can have a second pot of plants, or you can even give it to your friends as a nice sort of present. So you can propagate some of the plants. This one definitely you can. And the money plant is also, you can cut the stem and then just put it in the soil, and then it's just grow back. The root is grow, and then it's gonna go big. Yeah, so it's fun to sort of experiment the plants that you have. Some of the plants you may not be able to propagate, but this is definitely you can. So maybe you can just check, maybe Google it. Nowadays you can have a mobile app that you can take a picture and then tell you which plant it is, which I don't have, but I've heard from my colleague. And now I have another 5 minutes. I would like to demonstrate how to make a newspaper plant pot. So I'm just going to lower the camera down. You don't need to buy expensive pots. When you grow like the plants, when you are really young, tiny plants, you can just like use a newspaper. So what I'm going to do to make a pot is the biodegradable pots. So I'm just gonna cut. All you need is a newspaper and scissors and the tin can if you have. So that's only 3 things you need. So I'm just gonna cut. I don't know if you can see. So cut it into sort of half. Okay. And okay, so you place the can over newspaper and then roll it over like this, like that. And then so bottom part you can fold it in tightly like this. Maybe you can just tap a bit like that, and maybe you can cut a little bit at the top. So that's in your desirable size. Now, then you can take the tin out. Ta-da! Look, the plant pot is already ready. So if you wanna sort of grow a vegetable like peas or tomatoes, or you can start off with this. You can put the compost inside, and then you can plant the seeds, and then just water them, and when it becomes quite big, and then you need to repot into the bigger plant, you can actually plant it as it is, because this will be decomposing itself, because this is the paper. So you see, the little creativity, you can save a lot of money. You don't need to buy seeds. The You can make a pot at home, and also things I did. I will show you this. This is so many plants that I'd like to show you, but this is the last one. It's very dangerous and spiky, so I have to be careful. Okay, so what do you think it is? This is a type of cactus. Answer is, this is the dragon fruit. This is the dragon fruit I ate with my family. My daughter loved the dragon fruit. So if you know the dragon fruit, there's a lot of tiny black seeds inside. Well, you can actually eat them. So I scooped them, and then I chucked them to the compost to see what happens. Look, it's like a monster now. It's like now growing the proper cactus. So you can actually grow houseplants from your fruits. It becomes a nice house plant now. I don't know how long I have to wait to harvest the dragon fruits, perhaps another 10 years or so. But still, it's a nice ornament house plants. And it's very painful to touch, but it is actually the cactus now. Yeah, so you can try. And lastly, I made also use the lemon and avocado. This is also, you can grow from the seeds. Avocado is the interesting, it becomes a really nice house plant. So you can try that. So I hope that in this session, I hope we have learned the importance of caring for a living thing and nurturing it. And we explore the capacity to care for and help something to thrive. And also we learned, I hope we learned that the failure is okay, and that perseverance and resilience are attributes that gardening can help to develop. So that's it for my session. And if you like to do more gardening and well-being, please join Recovery College.